What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we are back with a brand new game for you guys today, and that is Scrap Mechanic. Now guys, in today's video, we're going to be going over the basics of this game, and just a quick sort of starting guide for you guys out there that are picking up this game. And if you are thinking about picking it up, it's definitely well worth it. It is a lot of fun, and I've been really enjoying it. We do have a playthrough series coming on this as well, so if you want to see more of that, don't forget to subscribe, and if you find yourselves enjoying the video, don't forget to leave a like. Now guys, when you first jump into the survival world of Scrap Mechanic, this is pretty much your starting point. You've got your crash ship here, you've got a bunch of crates over that way, a big tall tower over there, and yeah, that's pretty much all you've got to work with. Now, if you come inside, you'll see that you'll have your spaceship completely on fire. So that's never a good sign. You don't want that. Now, you can use this area in here, and if you do sleep in the bed, and if at any stage you do die, you will respawn back here on this bed. Whenever you come across a bed in the game of Scrap Mechanic and you sleep on it, that will be your new respawn point. We've also got a calendar and a couple other bits and bobs here. Cactus upside down and a microwave. So guys, starting off, you're going to need to clear some of this fire. Now, how are you doing that? Well, it can be a little bit complicated, and I actually totally missed this part of the game when I started my, my playthrough series. But first off, you can see that there's a bunch of these chests scattered around your ship. Make sure you pick up all this stuff because it's all helpful. This is a survival game, so you will need to replenish your food and your water. You can see that in the bottom left-hand corner. We do have those. So you need to make sure that you've got food and sustainability to keep filling up your food and water. So the best way to go about filling up your water is cow's milk. They're not called cows, but we'll get to that at a later stage. And then obviously food, you want to use veggies and fruit. Now, this is the entrance to the spaceship. If you come out of your spaceship and head to your right, you'll see that there's a nice little pond over here. I actually completely missed this section of the game when I first started, and I totally regret that decision. So guys, over here, you'll find all the basics that you need to know for farming. You can see there's a bit of a billboard here, and we are given some soil patches as well. Now, a quick thing to note is using your right mouse button, you can actually pick up items and stuff. So I didn't actually know this, and I missed out on a lot of stuff, but you can actually pick items up. So for example, this wheelbarrow here, you can actually pick this entire structure up. First off, we're going to take the seeds here, so make sure you pick up all your seeds. But if you hold down right click, you can actually dismantle this and take the parts for yourself. Which, you know, for a rusty old wheelbarrow, it's not really worth it. But for the wheel and like some other parts, you can really use these pieces to good work. So, as for farming, it's pretty self-explanatory. You need a soil patch, which you get from collecting these soil bags. Now, these soil bags you'll normally find in the chests scattered around a ship, as well as the more you explore, you will find more of them. You need some water. For that, you need a bucket and a water source, and then fertilizer, and then boom. You just gotta wait, and you will grow your own fruit, or veggies, or whatever you want to call it. Now, this area actually gives you a mop bucket. You can find these through the world, though, and I have found more than one. So, I didn't know how to pick this up, because I was like, how do I... Left mouse button isn't doing it. So, make sure you hold down your right mouse button, and you'll actually pick up the mop bucket. And then with that, you can actually fill it up, and you can then throw it. Now, you can only water one plot at a time using this method, which for starting out is okay, but as you progress, you will need to start using better means of watering, which you can actually automate as well, which is really good. So, you can see here we've got a bunch of seeds in our inventory. We've already got tomatoes and some of that. So let's get this down here. Now, you can see that we've watered it. All we need to do now is to fertilize it. Make sure you use your right mouse button to pick up stuff. And you can see here, boom, that's fertilizing it. So all these soil patches, you can actually plant fruits and veg in. So make sure you come across here, and you can also get the soil bags and a bunch of seeds as well. Now, carrots, hold on to them because that is how you make more fertilizer. You'll also find carrots in the chests. Try not to eat them if you can help it, because like I said, they are used to make more fertilizer. So guys, that's the basics of farming. Next up, we're going to go on pretty much how to clear your ship of the flames and how to get it up and running. So guys, first off, you're going to need obviously the mop bucket and some water in it to help you put out the flames. So once you've got the mop bucket and the water, head back into your ship, and you'll actually be able to throw this over the flames and put out majority of the flames. And you can see there, that's pretty much all the flames put out. Now, once you put the flames out, you can actually see that we need a master battery. And once again, I completely missed on the location of this as well, so I really stuffed up beginning this. But you can also see there's a couple other rooms that are on fire, and you can put those out with a mop bucket. But for now, we're going to leave that because it's pretty self-explanatory. From there, what you want to do is you want to follow the path of chests. You want to head to this tower. Now, these are all procedurally generated, but from what I can see, the starting point is pretty much the same for everyone. So you'll have this tower, you'll have that pond over there with all your farming tooltips sort of thing. Make sure you smash these crates, because like I said, they will give you the carrots and the veggies and stuff like that. So make sure you smash those, and they'll also give you extra seeds and whatnot. So grab all the chests that you can, and then you're going to want to make your way up this tower, because what we need is the master battery to obviously power our ship. And you'll also find another mop bucket right here. So if you don't go across, or you need to carry more, you can fill these up and switch in between them once you've got water in them. So it's always good to have multiples if you want to do like big amounts of farming. But make your way up this this tower. It's pretty easy to get up here. You shouldn't get lost. There's no real challenging climbing or anything like that. Also, guys, if you want to change your view, all you need to do is hit Alt and the mouse wheel. So if you find yourself ever zooming out by accident and you can't zoom in, all you need to do is hit Alt, or hold down Alt, sorry, and use the mouse wheel to scroll in. And you can see we've got our first robot fights here. These guys drop a bunch of circuit boards, so make sure you pick those up. As well as that, make sure you refine all the stuff you can come across, because later down the line you will need these blocks in order to make certain items and stuff like that. Also, these are chests. Make sure you check them for extra items as well. So continue making your way here, and you can see, boom, that is the master battery. Now, when I first came across this, I did not know that you could hold down right click to pick it up. So idiot me just ran past this, and I was like, how do I pick this up? I can't pick it up. So we left it here. So we actually didn't even use our ship for like a solid hour and a half, because we just didn't know how to pick up this master battery. But yeah, hold down right click to pick it up, and you can either head back to your ship or you can continue exploring. If you continue exploring, there is a little bit more stuff up here. There's a couple of chests, and there's some robots and stuff like that as well. But other than that, you can pretty much head back to your ship, chuck the master battery in, and you will have access to your basic crafting. Now, you can take a bit of fall damage in this game. It is a survival game. Do take note, if you do take health damage, you will lose your food more rapidly. However, if you don't want to bother climbing back down the tower, just jump off it. Just yeet yourself off the top of the bloody tower. So, yeah. Now, another thing, guys. Once we get this back to the ship, you'll see that we'll have access to some new crafting options. With these crafting options, we're going to need some resources. Now, majority of these resources can be found by exploring, but you'll also need to kill enemies and chop trees down. So you can see here, we're back in our ship. Here's the master battery, boom. So we've got a bit of power back in our ship now. We can now use the craft bot. Now, this is the basic stuff. I wouldn't recommend crafting a vehicle for yourself yet. Main reason being because you can only use scrap wheels. And believe me, these scrap wheels are a pain in the butt to drive with. Your car just bounces everywhere. It's really annoying. But if you want to have a go at building your own vehicle, go ahead. It's rather difficult and kind of annoying. But if you feel like you're up for the task, then go ahead. You will need the connect tool though, so make sure you craft that. And you will need quite a few bearings as well. Now, once you've got this, guys, you will need some certain materials. You can see here, 20 of these. These are wood, and you can actually get wood by cutting down trees. So the trees are here. You got trees everywhere. You'll know if you can harvest a resource if it makes a different noise. So see how the wood makes that noise? You can see there we've just harvested the trees coming down. All you need to do now is smack the logs a bit more, and you can see there that you get the individual log and it says refine. Make sure you refine this up, and that'll give you 10 wood blocks, which is what you need to build your cars, to build certain tools and stuff like that. So make sure you refine everything you pretty much come across. Later down the line, you can automate this so that you don't have to stand here and refine, but for the beginnings, it is good to refine it. Now, you get about 6 logs per tree, because you can continue to harvest these ones. You can see there, we're going to break the whole tree down. There you go, you can see there, the whole tree's breaking down. Look at that, easy. So yeah, you can get quite a few logs from the trees. And you can see we can break these down. You don't get anything particular, you just get less logs from that one. And it is coming up to nighttime. But if it makes a noise where it sounds like it's hitting metal, that means you can't harvest it. So we're going to keep hitting this rock and nothing's going to happen because we cannot harvest it. Now, once that all happens and you've got your basic tools up and running, you've got a decent inventory of stuff, and say your inventory's full. You know, we've got a bunch of random junk that we don't need here. You can actually put this into your hotbar. Now, you can drop it. However, I wouldn't recommend it as that will cause it to disappear. But if you want to permanently keep it, switch over to it on your hotbar. You can see there. We've switched over to, we'll go to the box first to show you guys. You can see the box, and you can actually place these by holding down the left mouse button. Now, this will permanently stay here. And then when you want to pick it up, all you need to do is hold down the right mouse button again. So it's a really good way of storing things, and you can store a whole heap of stuff like this. It's really good. Your scrap wheels, whatever you find, you can pretty much store like this. Seeds, wood blocks, everything, you name it. It's really good. So make sure you utilize that in your spaceship, guys, because that makes a really big difference in your inventory. Now, guys, if you ever find yourselves dying, don't fret too much. The robots can get a little bit overwhelming if you try and take on more than one of them, especially the larger yellow ones. If you ever do find yourself dying, you will respawn at the last bed you slept into. So you can see that we've died, and this is our body bag here. So you can use this to get everything back. Just make sure that you kill the robots that attacked you. Otherwise, you're just going to have the same problem. If you ever find yourself overwhelmed by the robots, you can outrun them. And you can also lose them on the terrain. So for example, we can jump over here. And good old robot here will take his time going around it. So it gives you a chance to get away and regenerate a little bit of health before you go back in. Oh my god, there's more of them. Just keep running. Just don't be afraid to die, guys, either. The only downside is that you lose your items. Well, you don't even lose them. You just drop them. And you lose a bit of health and food and water. Other than that, guys, there's no real downfall to dying. So don't be too afraid. And once you get into the vehicle stage of things, you can actually put a bed on your vehicle and respawn at your vehicle. So that's a good thing as well. So guys, once you've got your basics set up, you've got your basic sort of farming going over in that corner, you can lift up those soil patches as well, like I said, using the right mouse button, and move them to wherever you want. I would recommend keeping them there for the time being, just to make sure you've got a source of food coming in for yourself. You can then begin exploring. Now, I would recommend checking out all these buildings and stuff like that you come across. But first, what you want to do is you want to try and find a road. Now, you'll see shortly that we'll come up across a road. You can see here, this is a road. Now, if you want to do some more exploring, follow this road. This road will take you pretty much to your next destination that you want to go to, which will enable you to craft more things, more items, and that sort of stuff. Now, it isn't too far. You can build a machine or a vehicle if you want to get over there. It does make it a little bit quicker. However, I would recommend just running over on foot because it's not really too worth building with the scrap wheels. They're not the greatest thing to build with. You will come across a couple of robots. You can either run past them or kill them. If you do try to kill them, make sure you take them on one at a time. Otherwise, you could find yourself pretty overwhelmed with them, and they will most definitely kill you. But you can see here we're about to round up the top of this hill, and we can't see it yet. You will find little settlements along the way as well. You can sort of see the buildings down there at the moment. But we're going to take a little bit of a detour here and see if we can find something. Here it is. So guys, if you find corn, you can see here we've got some corn here. We're going to smash this corn. It'll actually drop a bit of corn. Now, you can replace this, like I said, with the other items. However, what you want to do with corn is you want to find a cow to give it to, because they will be your best source of water replenishment. So I'm pretty sure there was one just over here. Now, you can't actually eat the corn yourself, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it makes sense. There he is. Now, these guys aren't normal cows. These are, what are these guys called? I don't know what they're called. I can't remember. But if you do get the corn and you place it down in front of these guys, once they eat, I'm pretty sure it's three pieces of corn. You'll see here. Eat your third piece, mate. There you go. You can see they poop out some milk. So pick this milk up. There you go. They're called woks. And these guys will produce milk for you. So as long as you've got like sets of 3 corn, you can get milk. Now, the milk will replenish a decent amount of water and food. So make sure that you find these guys for the milk, and just make sure you farm them up with as much corn as you can find to get all the milk you possibly can, because that will enable you to replenish your water much more significantly than the veggies do. So yeah, make sure you do that, guys, as well. You can find corn pretty much everywhere. It's pretty easy to find. You can see there, that's what it looks like. The cows themselves are slightly harder to come across, but if you keep your eyes out, you should be able to find them pretty easily. Just be careful, because if the robots get to them first, this is what becomes of them. They become wok steak. Now, guys, like I was saying, following the road will eventually get you to the next sort of building location that you want to be. Now, you can also find the cows around the settlements. I normally find quite a few of them around the settlements. You can see this poor guy's getting killed by the robot. Can you not, mate? Just stop trying to kill our cow. There we go. You can let these guys kill the cows and get the wok steaks if you really want to. I think the milk is slightly more valuable though. Make sure you check these settlements as well for seeds and extra soil. You can also pick up the entire fridge if you want to and dismantle the rest of the buildings. If you want to dismantle multiple parts of it, all you need to do is hold your right mouse button down and drag across. And you can see there we can pretty much just dismantle half the building, which is really good if you need like the wooden parts or anything like that. And it also helps if you want to try and decorate your own space. So guys, you should come across the initial first village, which is this initial first one here, and then keep going and you will find the building that we are looking for. Alrighty guys, now you can see we've hit a bit of a crossroad here, so we've got a path out that way leading to sort of a settlement. What you want to look for is a giant glowing wrench. Now it's a little bit easier to see at night time because it's dark, but that is the first sort of building you want to head out to. Prioritize getting to that building more so than exploring other directions, because once you get to this building, you will unlock a bunch of new crafting options, provided you have the correct materials. So guys, we're going to head to this building and we'll showcase to you what's actually, well, I mean, yeah, what's the point of this building. So you can see we've got a couple of rooms on this side. We've got a couple of cows and stuff like this in the vicinity of the area as well, which is really good because you can kind of make this place a permanent base. And you can see here, we do all the work while you collect all the profit. The robots, they're uprising. That's why they turned against the people. But you want to head to this main central building here. And you see it's kind of like a workshop, which is pretty cool. So you can see that we will need another master battery. But if we come up here, you can see there's like a little crafting area sort of thing. So to find the master battery of this area, all you need to do is come outside, head to those rooms that you see. Now, normally it's in the second one. Just be careful though, because it could be in any of them. Be careful, these doors can get a bit violent, and if you ever need to know how to open them, just smack them with your hammer. See what I mean? They get a little bit violent if you get a little bit too jousty with the door. Now, I would recommend sleeping in the beds here as well, because that will set you as your new respawn point. Whether or not you want to actually respawn here though is up to you. You can respawn back your ship depending on how much stuff you've left there. I find that this area is slightly better though. Smack open the next door and you'll find there's a robot guarding the master battery. So we're gonna smack him. Be careful because these guys can kill you if you're not careful. Ooh, that was close. Make sure you refine their parts as well. But here is the next master battery. Pick that bad boy up. I don't have any food. We're gonna die because I left my food behind and I can't sprint. This is bad. Can I eat that? Can I eat that? I really should have smashed some of those chests then. Okay, this is bad. That's fine. We're going to respawn anyway, so don't stress too much. If you ever find yourselves dying and you don't have any food or water, find a bed to sleep in. Preferably put one on your car because that'll work better for you. And you'll respawn with a bit of food and health, food and water. Grab all your stuff back. That's fine. And boom. Now, like I said, whoa, okay. Like I said, chuck the master battery on your hotbar so you can put it in here. We're going to chuck it in. Boom, like that. And this place is now powered. So come up here to this crafting little table. And the first thing you want to craft is the craft bot. Now, this craft bot kind of looks like the ones that we've already been using, but it's not. It's significantly different and there is a lot more stuff you can craft in it. So at the moment, we don't have the parts, but if you explore and get all the chests and stuff like that, you guys will definitely have all the parts for it. So you want to craft that up and that will unlock a whole heap of crafting options for you, and that'll actually enable you to get a base up and running. From there, you then want to craft all these other bots. I would prioritize the resource collector and refinery bot over the cook bot and dress bot, because you still will have access to food with your carrots and stuff like that. So make sure you prioritize these two after you've got the craft bot. And then from there, it's up to your imagination. You can craft your vehicles, you can continue exploring. There are other buildings out there that are definitely worth exploring for. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this how to get started video for Scrap Mechanic. I believe we've covered all the basics and how to get going. Once you get to here, it's pretty much up to you how you want to go ahead. You can spend a lot of time setting up a base area around here. Just be ready for nighttime if you do set up like a farm area, because the robots will come for you. So make sure you set up some decent defenses and stuff like that. And yeah, guys, that's... Sorry, little guy. That's pretty much all you need to know to get started in Scrap Mechanic. So guys, if you found yourselves enjoying the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe down below for more. But other than that, guys, I will catch you in the next one. I got this soda.